I'm Jeremy Warner, general contractor with MUSE Residential, and this is Wendy, our lead designer. We are going to talk to you a little bit today about estimates. You probably see them going down the road, those trucks that say free estimates, and that's fine for someone who maybe needs to get their windows replaced. But MUSE is a design, build, remodeling contractor. So what that means is we're going to spend time with you to figure out what your project is going to cost, and there's a lot of moving parts. We specialize in kitchens, bathrooms, and interior renovations.
So part of what a design build firm does for you is that we walk you through the entire design process. And that, as you can imagine, when you're building a kitchen or a bathroom, there are hundreds of questions to be answered. Are we changing the layout? Are we moving your stove from here to there? Which tile are we using? What cabinets are we using? What are going to be inside of these cabinets? Are they custom colored? Are there special modifications we need to make? And until we answer all of those questions, we can't put a price tag to those items. So part of our process is, on the design side, is we're going to walk you through answering all those questions about layout and material selections, and we're going to put a number to those selections. So instead of coming out to your home on day one and saying, sure, I can do your kitchen for this amount, and leaving those questions open-ended, we actually go through a process where we walk through that with you, answer those questions, and then we put an actual price to the labor that is required to do that, as well as every selection that is made, down to the cabinet knobs that are going on your cabinet. So by the time you get an estimate from us, it is a real number and not just a pulled from air number, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so to add to that and kind of go back to the very beginning of how do we even know where to start? And so we established very early on a budget range based on what's kind of acceptable and what we're used to experiencing, because we do specialize in turnkey kitchen and bath and interior renovation work. We know that if you want to do this much work, and if these are the variables, or this, then you may need this range. So what we do see in like a bathroom remodel, for example, we could see we could do the same bathroom for X number of dollars, or we could do it a lot more expensively if we build in a lot more bells and whistles. So to give an estimate, it's a little bit of a misnomer in the way that we do things. We want to work with you. Our process is very collaborative. We're going to spend time to figure out each and every aspect of it and get a well-defined scope of work. So if you know that your toilet is X number of dollars instead of $1,000 more, that goes into the budget, and you can look at that and say, okay, well, here we are. But also, I think what's just as important is, having gone through that process, you'll also understand what's not in the budget. So we will have spoken about that you decided to take the heated floors out in your bathroom project, or you decided not to do a whole wall of pantries because it was X number of dollars. So those types of conversations are what we have to make sure that we all feel good about what your project costs, what is included, and we have a comprehensive, cohesive design and budget.
And one more thing to add to that, just to be very clear about how that's very different than a way a lot of other contractors come out and estimate. They can give you a number on what your project may cost, and they may or may not be providing the materials. They may be putting allowances in there. And so you end up having to do a lot of work on your own to go out there shopping for these items that may or may not be on budget for that allowance he's given you. And he has no stake in the game to make sure that allowance fits reality. Whereas with us, we're in the design process with you. We're in it from design to completion. So we want to make sure that we're designing it and creating selections in such a way that it will meet your budget, and we can make those adjustments with you so that you're not out there shopping based on an allowance that wasn't realistic.
And then maybe get off topic of this subject, but that all of our design and budgeting happens in our showroom, where we have our resources. So if you don't like the tile that we just showed you, or you like it but it's outside of your budget, then we're going to help you reselect something that meets your budget. And we're also going to offer solutions. So if we can't do this thing that you wanted to do because it required the budget that we're not comfortable with because we want to spend the money somewhere else, then we're going to say, well, here's 2 or 3 other things we could do over here to help make this job work. So that's just something we want to talk to you real quickly about today, and just kind of throw that out there so you guys can maybe chew on it and
just have a better understanding of the estimating process and how it is different when you're working with a design build company, and how it makes the process a little more smoother and gives you a little bit more peace of mind. We look forward to working with you soon. Thanks.